Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. So this is a long awaited videos I've not made in a while, guys. This is a long awaited video I've not made in a while, and I'm going to be bringing you guys top down analysis and weekly forecast for forex pairs, you know, USD CAD, Euro, US dollar, GU, maybe Bitcoin, gold, right? Just in case time permit us, right? So we are going to be doing a weekly forecast and a top down analysis, how to use Trendline properly, doing a top down analysis starting from the daily time frame. We drop to smaller time frame, all right, and then we plot out all our key levels in which we identify in the market, and then we go right down to the smallest time frames in which you can imagine, or any small time frame, and then we give possible forecasts. Like for instance, we are already seeing a sell forecast for this particular currency pair, all right, when the market opens. So we are going to be doing same probably with other pairs, and you want to stick till the end of this video, and I'll be giving you guys how you can do this analysis on your own, and you'll be able to catch good trading opportunities with good risk reward ratio. So guys, make sure that you just give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you join our Telegram channel. I'm going to drop the link in this video description below. It is free, so that anything that we left undone, or anything that will be left undone, we are going to drop it as an analysis on the Telegram channel. The link is in the pinned comment and also in this video description below. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel if this is your first time coming across my channel. Alright. Okay traders, welcome to my channel. I am Full Kingsley. By the grace of God, I bring to you guys strategies, tutorials on the forex market, volatility indices, metals like gold, Nasdaq, VIX75, many other instruments. You want to subscribe to the channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss out. This is our bear charts right here. So we want to do a top down analysis, right? We start by identifying our levels from the bigger time frames like the daily, the weekly. I know most of you watching this video are day traders, so you are not taking trades on this time frame. You are taking maybe in the 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10, even 1 hour's time frame. All right, so what you do is you go to a bigger time frame like the daily, right? You look at obvious levels, look at the market structure. You can see an uptrending market here based on this bigger time frame. Now look at these troughs here. It shows that we have support here, right? We have support somewhere here, and then with the use of our trend line, we can easily plot out the support zone here, right, which is a key support level in this particular time frame. Now when you draw your trend lines, with our knowledge of trend lines, just ensure that you adjust to get as many touches as possible, because it becomes stronger with more touches. So at this point in time, for swing traders, it's simple, guys. If you are trading your trend line strategy, you would have been taking your buy trades as soon as price hit more than 3 times or 4 times. There's already enough knowledge for you guys, for those who trading trend lines, right? So we are doing a top down analysis here. Now what you do now is you simply, after identifying this, you see that okay, at this point in time this trend line got violated here, all right? This trend line got violated from this time frame, and if you look at it very well, you are going to see that it has been a very strong trend line that have been respected a couple of times. So you drop further maybe to the H4 time frame, all right, based on the time frame which we are analyzing from. So if you drop to this time frame now, what do you see? You see now that in this time frame we have a downtrending market, right? Now this downtrending market is confirmed to the fact that we have broken our key level. As you can see, remember we adjusted this and we showed that price was actually reacting on this trend line for a very long time before it finally got broken. So you drop now further to a smaller time frame like the H4 based on the time frame we started on. Right, if you look at it, you see that we are in a downtrending market, price getting lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? So what we do now is we simply plot out another trend line here, because you can see it's clear that we have a resistance up here. So this is a key level that could be tested in the future, right? This is a key level you just want to identify. You don't want to ignore those zones there, all right? So at this point in time, you could still adjust. Now you can see here we have a couple of touches that we can also get from here, right? So if you connect, you are going to see that we have a couple of touches like this, right? That will just be 2 touches. Remember, we always want to adjust to get as many touches as possible, so that the trend line could be stronger and it can communicate more. So if you bring it up like this, we are going to get many more touches, right? So at this point we drag it up like this. Oh, okay, we drag it up. Let's hold on with this trend line first. Let's take this for this meantime. Okay, you can see this is the obvious trend line here that has gotten many touches. And remember, the first and the second zones are vital important. The first peak and the second peak has to get a touch. Now the reason why we did not take this second here is when we take this one, we are going to get the trend line too steep, Remember, we don't want our trend line too steep. Okay, even though this trend line respected, is the trend line that is too steep is going to respect just for a while and easily get broken. So we extended it a little bit, right? This one already gotten violated. Yes, this was a good trend line too as well. We would have gotten some entries, but now at this point we can extend like this so that we can get the current market structure. Guys, and remember, we always try to identify or adjust to get as many touches as possible. So you can see breakout structure, pullback, breakout structure, pullback, breakout structure, and this was a beautiful trading opportunity here, as you can see, because at this point in time, based on this swing move, you will see that the trend line, which was the daily trend line, actually got broken, right? Price got broken and came back, retested at the same zone where we had this entry there, right? So if you look at it already, that would have been for those people who are taking maybe swing trades and they are going to hold for a while, that would have already been a trading setup that would have already earned you some quite number of pips, right? Now at this point in time, we might not be entering based on this time frame. Many people would have already gotten set up. Now you get the point. Now you can drop for that to smaller time frame, maybe the H1 time frame. Now in the H1 time frame, we already know what to be looking at. All right, let me just clear this off and redraw it so that you guys should see how I managed to do it myself. All right, so at this point in time, we are clear on our decision that we are in a downtrending market. So we have this to be our previous low that we have here. We already know that the daily zone have been broken. Price is moving down already. What do? We connect our troughs here. So the same trend line strategy applies. What you do now, for those people who are trading breakouts, I don't want to emphasize on that. You know that here, if you were considering this would have been a good breakout, because at this time price reacted after breaking out of this zone. It broke out, and what would have happened? This would have been a good trading opportunity for those people trading breakout. The reason why this would have been a good breakout is because price has reacted, retested a daily time frame trend line. Remember this. So when it retests it, it shows that it was going to reject and go bearish. So if I go back to that daily time frame, I'll tell you exactly why you understand, or why we are going to consider a trade here, because price broke out, came back, retested. So when price retested, we already know that the momentum is going to sell massively, guys. The momentum is going to sell massively. So in this H1 time frame, what do we expect? For this trend line to obviously break. So once it breaks, right, it comes back to retest, we get our short, right, and then as price comes back, you can still get as many trades as possible. But now if you look at it based on the current market structure, remember, we always have to adjust to get the current market structure, right? Now if you take like this, you connect, it's going to be a little bit steep, right? What we do now, we take from these highs here, right? You can use a parallel channel here. You take from here, you drag, because based on my experience now, I'm doing this based on experience, right? Because if you look at it, you are going to see that if you come across this high was just a liquidity clear, right? In a bigger time frame, this did not even break. So based on experience, this is how this trend line is supposed to be if you want to get many touches as possible. So at this point in time, if you get it across, right, it's going to give you that. Now let's just take a single trend line here, right? So if you connect like this, or if you want to, right, let's take it from this high here. Let's take it from this high here. So just clear off the noise and all of that. This is the perfect trend line that we're supposed to draw, because from here, this is the first straw and the first peak, and this is the second peak, right? Now this was a liquidity grab, and this is a trading setup. When price close above a trend line like this and immediately close back below, it just clears the liquidity, the stop losses of those people that were entering based on that time frame, right? So at this point in time, this is a trading, this is an opportunity. You can enter like this with confidence, because there is high probability of that liquidity moving price down. So that's why you see that when price comes back again the second time, it continues respecting this trend line, because that was just a liquidity grab and the trend line was not violated. So it's not all breakout that you see and you consider to be breakout. So at this point in time, this was a trading opportunity, and now as the market opens, we have another trading opportunities. Now if you look at my initial this thing, you see that I actually drew out this zone below. I sketched out like this, okay, because when price move like that, what happened? It create both support and resistance, and in this case, you see now that it is a channel. This trend line below is we are going to use as our take profit. All right, now in this situation, this is a possibility that as the market open, price is going to respect this trend line and it's going to sell. Also, given the fact that based on price action, what happened? We have this zone that was initially a resistance zone. Now you can see this was a support zone broken, right? You can see how price reacted, came here, rejected, and now price has rejected, giving us what? A beautiful entry opportunity. That's how you can use price action trend lines, right? You just do a top-down analysis and you know where to take your trades, right? Another way to enter this trade is simply by what? Going to a smaller time frame like the 15-minute, right? And then since we know that it has reacted to this trend line, what you do now is you just mark out a trend line like this. Okay, you can go to maybe even the 5 minutes time frame, and then you wait for price to break out of this trend line, right, to confirm that okay, this trend line is not going to be violated. Price could react like this after it breaks out of here, right, and then you see short based on this. So you see that this is a good trading opportunities, and this is how you can identify opportunities, just like the one we had above when we earlier explained. This was an opportunity because price had reacted to this trend line already, and we knew that it was going to be dropping. So if you identify this, price can potentially react from here and drop. Guys, that is it. So I don't want to make this so long, right? And that is how you can do a top-down analysis and understand everything better. Make sure that you rewatch the video again if you find it difficult to understand. It's very simple. Just go to the bigger time frame, identify your key levels, marking them out, knowing which trend line broke out, knowing where the market structure is it going up or is it coming down. You identify the various zone. Make sure you identify as many touches as possible, and what happened when once price gets to the key level where you want, what happened, you want to be executing. All right, so let's see. If this video is so long, we will have to make another video on. Okay, remember, okay, let's quickly look at Xauusd. Remember to join our Telegram channel. Just go to the pinned comment, get the link that's in the pinned comment, just click on it. It will direct you to your Telegram channel so that you can also get analysis, signals, and all educational information. So let's Xauusd. Here we have a top-down analysis as well. If you can see, we already made a top-down analysis in the past weeks. You can see that we had price moving within this channel. Price broke out from a key channel here. All right, we have the same concept applying the same way we analyze the other pair, right? Drop to the H4 time frame. Now in the H4 time frame, we have a clear uptrending market, price moving, creating higher highs and higher lows. This is the low that led to this high, and this is actually where we had the breakout. Okay, we had the breakout from that key level where we identified in the weekly time frame. I guess that was a weekly time frame. Price broke out, came out, retested, and this is the low that led to this high. So at this point in time, price will come back to retest this low here, right, before moving, which is also this trend line here. So if price comes back to retest this low, it's also it makes sense to looking for buys in situation like this, because it could actually apply, right? Meanwhile, in a smaller time frame, this for Xauusd, guys, pay attention, this for Xauusd. In a smaller time frame, you can see that we have something seemingly like a change of character, meaning that what price is potentially going to be creating low. So it's possible that at this point in time, if price create the new low, let's just identify, let's mark out these levels here. Okay, this is a chart pattern that price is actually creating out here. This is a chart pattern which is a flat pattern, and it's actually a continuation pattern. So for Xauusd, it's possible that okay, price could consolidate, maybe break out of this chart pattern here, and then move down. For us to be looking for a sell to buy, or in this situation, price could possibly break back to the upside and then just continue its trend to the direction in which it is actually at this point in time, right? So you just need to be flexible to have the information and to know when market changes. Guys, remember, this is not investment advice. This is teaching you guys how I actually do my analysis, and you need to understand that in trading you need to be as flexible as possible so market changes, right? So basically, this is what we usually do. Analysis as a trader, you analyze and then you forecast what the market can actually do, right? And then you allow the market to do while you watch and be flexible, right? If it does otherwise, what will happen is you manage your risk properly, and if it goes your way, you make a lot of profits. That is how trading is, right? So let's quickly look at EU. Let's quickly look at EU and see what we are expecting for EU, right? Now you see EU, guys, is the same. We have amazing uptrending market, price building up all these. Well, we have highs, low highs, alright. At this point in time, price is actually catching its breath. So at this time, what we want to see here, we are already seeing that okay, price is forming a pattern. We have impulsive pullback, impulsive pullback, impulsive pullback. So we have a possibility that we could continue having what impulsive moves. Okay, so at this point in time, you can see we have this pattern here. So drop further to the H1 time frame. In the H1 time frame, what do we want to see? We want to see price break out of this pattern that is creating, right? Because this actually happens when price is in an uptrend and people start taking that TPs or their TP where they actually initially entered That's what usually causes price to pull back. If you have not watched my video on chart patterns, I have explained this concept clearly. So what we want to see is price breaking above this. There's a high possibility that price will break to the upside because it is continuing with the direction of the momentum, right? Like I said earlier, but if it happens that it breaks below, right, we just need to be flexible, and then we see how we can capitalize on the various market moves. Okay, so that is what we want to be expecting, but we see we have an overall buy bias. So this is possible for us to have a breakout there, and then we have a overall buy bias. And if you are scalping, like I said earlier on, you can still look for breakouts, minor breakouts on smaller zones. You look for minor breakouts, and then you try to leverage on them and take your trades, right? So what do we have to do next? Let's quickly, guys, comment in this video section below and tell us what is your options. What do you think we should be doing? Maybe we should be organizing Zoom meetings, live meetings where we teach, and then maybe on Mondays, and then you guys ask questions and all of that. If you want that, you can still have that done, right? I don't want to make the videos too long. That is why you see me actually doing like I'm doing. I just made a proper explanation on the first example so that you guys can learn from it, and then you can be able to also do the analysis yourself, right? So that you should be able to sit down and then you also analyze pairs the way you want. Let's quickly look at gold, and then we'll see what gold is telling us. All right, guys, I think that maybe we should be organizing Zoom meetings maybe during the week, so that you can also have the opportunity to ask questions and all of that, right? So we have the same thing with gold. Amazing uptrending market, prices in all-time highs, right? So we have patterns that are created on gold here. So we only want to see that, okay, these patterns, because at this point in time, normally in a smaller time frame, price is choppy. We call this choppy. So at this point in time, we don't want to be taking trades here now, because look, I know what I'm saying. From my experience, I can already know what is happening on the smaller time frame. Smaller time frame, we have no trend. This is no trend, guys. This is just to stop out a lot of traders. So at this point in time, it's just to wait for maybe breakouts, or wait for price to give us clarity on our zones, or breakout to show us clear direction before we start taking our trades. Because at this point in time, it's only to stop our traders and all of that. So when we get clear breakouts, right, we are going to be taking our trades. So make sure you join our Telegram channel. We could be dropping analysis right on when the market opens, so that you guys should know we are also adapting with the changes in the market, and we are dropping more setups. All right, so thank you so much for watching, guys. If you found any value in this video, please don't forget, give us a thumbs up, guys. That's all we demand in turn. Give us a thumbs up, and also make sure that you like the video. Click on the like button, subscribe to the channel if this is your first time seeing my face, and like I said, join our Telegram channel to get updates and all the beautiful things that you can get from me, guys. So thank you so much for watching.